विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Please tell loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. I pay my obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. I express all my gratitudes and make many praises to Srila Prabhupada for having given us the golden opportunity to go back to Godhead. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please tell loudly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 This Bhagavath Katha, every Tuesday to Friday, it is between 8:30 and 9:30 in English. Again in the evening, Tuesday and Wednesday, it is Mahabharata in Hindi, and Wednesdays, Thursdays, it is Ramayana in Hindi. Evening between 6 and 7. So, in this Bhagavath Katha, this is in 12 cantos. You all can understand English. So, this is in 12 cantos. We are in the first canto. First canto is the third chapter. In first chapter, this sages in Naisharanya, they made 6 main questions to the spiritual master Sutta Goswami. And in reply to their questions, Sutta Goswami started telling his replies from second chapter onwards. This is the third chapter. It's about the Krishna is the cause of all his incarnations. Whatever Krishna has taken incarnations, how many incarnations do people know about Krishna? Can you tell? Generally you think it's a Dashavatara, 10 incarnations. But it's not 10 incarnations, there are more than thousands of incarnations. Thousands of incarnations. Of course, in this Mahabhagavatam also, they did not describe all the thousands of incarnations, all the important incarnations have been told. So, he is the cause of his incarnations. We take our birth in the mother's womb, but it's not our own will. Out of God's will, we take birth in the mother's womb. But whereas God, He takes incarnation on His own will. उनका स्वयं संकल्प से अवतार लेते हैं. उनका जन्म नहीं बोलते. अपने whatever what we do, take birth is not जन्म. उनका जो है उनको जन्म नहीं बोलते. That is known as avatar, incarnation. So in this third chapter, till the last class I explained till 26th verse in this third chapter. We are going to the 27th verse. You please repeat with me. All this sloka, whatever do we today, you please thrice repeat. Rishayo Manavo Deva Manuputra Mahojasaha Kalaha Sarve Hare Eva Sapraja Patayaha Krutaha Rishayo Manavo Deva Manuputra Mahojasaha Kalaha Sarve Hare Eva Sapraja Patayaha Krutaha Rishayo Manavo Deva Manuputra Mahajashaha Kalaha Sarve हरे एवा सप्रजा पतयः स्मृतः ऋषयो मनवो देवा मनुपुत्र महायशः कलाः सर्वे हरि एव सप्रजपतयः स्मृतः. The word to word meaning of this verse is Rishaya, all the sages, Manavaha, all the Manus, Devaha, all the demigods, Manuputraha, all the descendants of Manu, very powerful, Kalaha, portion of plenary portion, Sarve, all collectively, Hare, of the Lord, Eva, certainly, Sa Prajapatayaha, along with the Prajapatis, Srudaha, are known. All the rishis, Manus, demigods, descendants of Manu, who are especially powerful, or plenary positions, or of the plenary position of the Lord. This also includes the Prajapatis. See, in the earlier 25 verses, I told different incarnations, everything was told in short form. Detailed narration will come in the earlier chapters, next coming chapters. It was told that Matsyavatara, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Rama, Krishna, Hamsa Avatara, Haigra Avatara, Naranarayana Avataras, so many Avataras have been already told in short. Similarly, now again all the Manus, right from Ant to Chaturmukha Brahma, we are all living beings. We are like, जैसे हम लोग जीव है, even चतुर्मुख ब्रह्मा is also living being like us. जैसे हम अपने को 100 वर्ष का आयु है, even चतुर्मुख ब्रह्मा is also having 100 वर्ष का आयु है. But whereas अपना आयु how it is calculated, 24 hours into 7 days into 365 days into 100 years. चतुर्मुख ब्रह्मा का आयु 100 वर्ष किस तरह होता है? सत्ययुगा, कलियुगा, सत्ययुगा, त्रेतायुगा, द्वापर युगा, कलियुगा, ये चारों मिलाएं तो 43,20,000 years into 1000 makes 1 day for Brahma. अभी उनका दिन का समय है, इनका दिन के समय में सभी सृष्टि है और इसी समय को उनको एक रात होता है. उस समय में पूरा प्रलय होता और like that into 365 days into 100 years. And आज की ब्रह्मा का आयु है 52 वर्ष, 52 years. Today 48 years more is there. And also Bhagavath Katha is given in the earlier next chapter that Hanuman is going to be the next Brahma after this Brahma. But again it is 48 years of Chaturmukha Brahma. You can count how many years, millions and millions of years. That itself is like a moksha. Again, it's not a moksha. Chaturmukha is also a living being like us. During Pralaya, even he will not be seen. So, like that, again in there are 70 Manus. 70 Manus. Sorry, 14 Manus. 14 Manu है और एक मनु का 70 Chaturyuga होता है, 70 Chaturyuga. And today, now presently it is 7th Manu is there. 7th Manu means after every Pralaya, first person who is going to take as a human form, he is known as Manu. So for this, after this Pralaya, the first Manu who is this Vaivasvata Manu. Every Manu is having name. This in Vaivasvata Manu, this is the 28th Chaturyuga. जो शास्त्रज्ञ साइंटिस्ट लोग तो बताते हैं ये पृथ्वी कुछ 5,000 वर्ष का 7,000 वर्ष का, लेकिन many scientists they say that it is billions and billions of years old. Like that, this present Chaturyuga Manu, out of his 28 Chaturyuga, you calculate 28 into 43 lakhs into 20,000 years. That is his age presently. He is also living. We can't see him. He is also a human being like us. He was the first human being after the Pralaya. So in his this thing it is 28 Chaturyuga. Like this, all these Manus and their ancestor progeny, everybody, they are also belong the part and parcel of Krishna. It's not that we are not part and parcel. We are also हम भी जैसे we are अपने को ये हाथ, पैर, मुंह, आंखें सब it is part and parcel of our body. Similarly, we all are part and parcel of Lord Krishna. Not only human beings, all the living beings. Right from ant to Chaturmukha, we are part and parcel of the Krishna, Supreme God. And but it's in the plenary position, batate. It's very light, small quantity of very fraction which we cannot calculate also. सूक्ष्म रूप से रहते. We are part and parcel of life. Like अपने रोम कैसे निकलते हैं, like that we'll be like in that one. And you know, जगत में कितने कोटि ब्रह्मांड है? How many brahmandas are there? In each brahmanda, there are 14 planets are there. 7 heavenly planets, 7 helly planets. Below Earth 7, above Earth 7. Like Chandraloka, Suryaloka, Indraloka, Sabhiloka. And in every brahmanda, there are like this one, not only this one. And हम समझते हैं कि इस पृथ्वी पर हम लोग जीव कर रहे हैं. इसी तरह अखिल कोट ब्रह्मांड में हर पृथ्वी पर अपने जैसे दूसरे लोग जीवित है, बट वी कांट सी देम. अब जो आप आंखों से देखते हैं, तारा नक्षत्र देखते हैं, स्टार्स यू सी इन द नाइट, यू सी द मून, अदर छोटे छोटे उपग्रह को भी देखते हैं, ऑल दोस थिंग्स, ध्रुव नक्षत्र भी देखते हैं. इट्स अ वेरी ब्राइट स्टार, it will be twinkling, you can see it very high in the sky, that is a Dhruva star. You can see all those things, but this all, it's in the same universe, Milky Way ocean. In English, scientists they call it as Milky Way ocean. Same thing we call it as Kshira Samudra. So in this Brahmanda, whatever you are seeing through the naked eye is only in this Brahmanda. Other Brahmandas you can't see. Even if you go out of the rocket, you can't see other Brahmandas, but they are existing. So all those totally 84 lakh jeev hai. 84 lakh different creations are there, right from man to Chaturmukha Brahma. And we have been like January to December, again January will repeat. Sunday to Monday, again Sunday will repeat. Similarly, Satyuga to Kali Yuga, again Satyuga will repeat. इसी तरह हम लोग भी जन्म के एक जन्म के बाद दूसरी जन्म लेते हैं. It's not that human life we get every time and this is the first or final time. हमने इससे पहले ये 84 लाख जीवों में, in the 84 lakhs different living beings, we have taken many lakhs and lakhs of births and death also there. Whatever parent you are having, this is in life. But you have lakhs of parents. You have lakhs of parents earlier. You don't remember anything now. जब आप हम लोग सभी लोग अपने माता जी के गर्भ में जब रहे थे, 5वां महीने से प्रेगनेंसी, उस समय से ही हमको ज्ञाना, हम पिछली जन्म कितने जन्म लिए हैं, कौन सा जन्म लिए हैं, सब हम अपने ज्ञात में रहती है. We remember everything. And at that time we also see God directly. कृष्ण परमात्मा को we directly see him. और उनको प्रतिज्ञा करते हैं, हम प्रण करते हैं, we do promise, we are going to follow your instructions, regulations and we will be at your service. Whatever, ये नहीं कि हम नहीं करना है, we have to do all our actions. जो भी करना है, आपको व्यापार करना है, बिजनेस दूसरे काम करना है इंडस्ट्री में, वो भी कर सकते. यू आर गोइंग टू कॉलेज, यू आर गोइंग टू स्कूल, वॉट एवर इट इज, ऑल दोस कर्मा यू आर सपोज टू डू. विदाउट दैट वन यू कैन नेवर सिट आइडल. वो करते हुए भगवान, यू रिमेंबर गॉड. लाइक दैट एट द एंड ऑफ द लाइफ, इफ यू रिमेंबर गॉड, अपने को मोक्ष के लिए क्वालिफाई होते. Once you write your examination, you are in graduation or what? Have you finished your studies? What are you doing now? Second year? B.Tech. Okay. After at the final year, what happens? You will write a examination. You will get a certificate, qualified. When you go to some for any job purpose, they see your certain qualification, accordingly they give. Similarly, at the end of our life, God will see our qualification, whether we are qualified for moksha or not. For qualification of that moksha, we have to remember Him at the end of our life. Then only we can go attain that moksha. Again, His blessings. We are remembering Him. It's not that it's granted. It is His blessings. Whether He wants to give, He will give. Otherwise, He will give another one more life, and He will test you once more. Then He will give you. Like that it happens. So, if you remember somebody else, you will take as something else. You will take as something else. Earlier I cited many examples like that. Jadabartha king, he was a devotee of Krishna. Pure devotee of Krishna, he was a king. He was doing all services during his ruling the kingdom. At the old age, he made his son as a king, and he went to the forest for doing the penance. While performing the penance, suddenly he saw a deer kid drowning a nearby sarovar in a bank of river, drowning. He was a king. He is supposed to protect everybody, not only human beings. He is supposed to protect everybody. And he thought, it's drowning, I need to protect it. He went inside, he brought the deer kid. After getting it, it's in the forest, the ashrama, nobody is there. So he brought it and started adopting it. Every day he used to feed it, give some bath, clean it, take care of it. Like he forgot Krishna. He was taking care of their kid. And time approached, he had to leave this world. At that time, instead of thinking Krishna, he thought, Hare, world, who will take care of this dear kid? Unfortunately, he had to take the deer form. And again, of course, because since he was a devotee right from the beginning till the old days, he was given a deer form with the human that consciousness. He was in devotion. Again, God gave him a human birth and immediately gave him moksha also. Similarly, one more other atheist. Atheist means who does not believe in God. What happened? He, fortunately or unfortunately, he named his son as a Narayana. Every day he used to call him Narayana, Narayana. Narayana, get me water. Narayana, come and speak to me. Come and Narayana, do this one like that. He used to always call Narayana. He don't believe. He doesn't have any faith in God. वो तो नारायण बोल रहे. तो everybody knows that he is atheist. भगवान को विश्वास ही नहीं है. यमदूत आ गए, उनके समय आ गए, यमदूत आ गए, साथ में विष्णुदूत भी आ गए. विष्णुदूत भी आ गए. विष्णुदूत भी आते, ये क्या है? ये तो यार भगवान के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं, इसको क्या आप क्यों आए? तो बोलते नहीं, वो तो नारायण बोल के वो he called his son Narayana at the time of leaving. He did not call God. He called Narayana. He was so fortunate, means उनके पूर्व जन्म में कुछ पुण्य करा था. For that one he was given this birth. He was, though he was atheist, उनका बेटे को पुकारा, but it was for as he was calling God. He was qualified, he got moksha. तो उसी तरह हमने we can't be like that one. So until unless right from childhood we have practice, we can't remember him, because in this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga life is very short, 100 years. In this 100 years, so we do not know, we live for 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, 8 years or 100 years, we do not know. So when we go away, suddenly we do not know. And at the time of death, whether we will be healthy or diseased or in a coma state. So for that reason, we need to practice from the childhood itself, so that we remember him. So like that, we are all plenary positions of God. हमें क्योंकि बाल्यावस्था से करना है, and we have to, for remembering God, it's not that we have to only chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's not that. God is incarnated in many incarnations, like you can, if you want to worship him in the form of Varaha, who has killed Hiranyaksha. You can worship Narasimha Avatara. Narasimha, he is also deity, deity is there. And you can worship Rama, he is also called Krishna. You can worship Krishna himself. You can worship Tirupati Balaji Srinivasa. He himself is also Krishna himself. Again, for this Kali Yuga, in the earlier 25th sloka, we are in 27th sloka. 25th sloka I told you, Kalki Avatara for this Kali Yuga is yet to take place. For this Kali Yuga, incarnation has not yet come from Krishna. Of course, he is there as a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but as a being, incarnation he has not taken. He is going to incarnate in Gujarat state. That is also given the verse. He is going to incarnate in Gujarat state, Sambhala village, to a Brahmin's Vishnu Yasa. He will come on a white horse with a sword in his hand, not with Sudarshan Chakra or Saranga Dhanusu. So that is all the details are given in Bhagavatam. And this Bhagavatam, you need to have full faith because it is compiled by Vedyasa Maharshi. Who is Vedyasa Maharshi? Vedyasa Maharshi himself is Krishna. During Dwapara Yuga, Krishna has incarnated in 5 forms. As Vedyasa Bhagavan, as Krishna himself, Arjuna is also Krishna, Krishna's son Pradyumna is also Krishna, his grandson Aniruddha is also Krishna. So, this Vedyasa Bhagavan, who has compiled the Mahabharata with 60 lakh verses, he has, after writing the Mahabharata, he was thinking, what is that I have done? Mahabharata is a very great epic. In the ensuing Kali Yuga, people may not be able to understand Krishna completely because in Mahabharata there are a lot of battles are there. Lot of sufferings are there. At the same time, Dharma is also there. Everything is there. We need to understand those things. It is a Panchama Veda. So it is narrated in detail. So he was worried how to. Then with the instructions of Narada Maharshi, he again compiled Bhagavatam, all the incarnations of Krishna. So since Krishna himself has compiled the Bhagavatam, whatever narration is given in this Bhagavatam, we should have full faith. And in this Kali Yuga, since we have very less time, in the earlier Yugas they used to make penance, tapas, for many years, 60,000 years, 70,000 years, tapas they used to make. And in Treta Yuga and Dwapara Yuga, they perform sacrifices like Ashwamedha Yaga, Rasa Yaga, Putragamesh Yaga, and all those water for fulfill their desires, they used to perform sacrifices. In this Kali Yuga, we don't have that time. We will be actually, I'm not blaming you, so many people they are coming and going, they don't have time, they want to run away. So like that, the Kali Yuga is forcing everybody to go away. So since we don't have time, Krishna in Treta Yuga, he behaved how to respect his parents, how to be with, how to love his brothers, how to love animals like Jambavanta, monkeys, how to love birds like Jatayu. He exhibited everything and shown, and some people who followed him, they flourished. But not all. Again in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna tried to give instruction in many ways. Finally, only in Kurukshetra war, Arjuna was caught hold and Bhagavad Gita was narrated in detail. But earlier, so many times he tried it. So in Kali Yuga, Krishna thought, if I give instructions, in Kali Yuga nobody will understand me and nobody will believe me. So he incarnated himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about 600 to 700 years ago. And he gave us the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like there are many other mantras which have regulations. They have to be meditated upon only in the early mornings, even before taking water, with clean body. And so many restrictions are there. But whereas this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not having any restriction. You can chant anytime, you can meditate anytime. And at that time, 600 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructed to chant at least 64 rounds. I think she is having, Mataji is having chanting bead, you can see, she is holding chanting bead. You can show them chanting bead. It contains 108 beads. On 100 beads you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is one round. Like that 64 rounds. But that first time we don't have now. So at least you chant one round, whether coming to the temple, it's not compulsory. At home itself you can chant. And after that, if it is convenient, you can chant on beat. If it is not convenient, without beads also, while cooking, while bathing, while driving a two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Because at that time you can't use the chanting beads. You can chant without beads, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like that it can be chanted every time, any time. Not only that, how to remember God. It's not just by saying Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Rama, you have to remember. See, whatever you are hearing, this Bhagavatam story or today evening Mahabharata, Ramayana stories, those things, your elder parents, they may be unable to come over here. If you have children, they are kids, even they may not be able to come over here. When you go home, narrate these stories instead of chatting with them with about some hero, heroine, or some movie or some drama. You tell these events, pastimes of Krishna, and make them to that one. Not only that one, in your society, colony, or with wherever friends you meet them, instead of chanting some, discussing some nonsense, you glorify the God. Like that, automatically you will remember the Krishna in any form. In any form you can remember him. That is the practice you have to make. Not only the, see what is the dharma you have to follow is, whatever you do, you should not have any desires. It's not that you should not have any desires. When you are coming here, you must be expecting some good, you want some good appointment or good ranks in your education, or some you want to buy a new car or building. You have all those things. You might express that one. Even without expressing, God knows what we need. He knows. He knows about each and every living being. He will award it whenever, at an appropriate time when it is required. Because you have desired it now, it's not that He will give at the gate. When you go at the gate, you will find that thing. No. See, He will provide you according to your desires whenever it is required, appropriate time. Because you should not misuse it. So, your desire should be like that, whether you get it or you don't get it, you should be happy. Whether you get it or you don't get it, you should be happy. Here also, many times I told you, because you are new again to this thing, I will repeat that one moral story. It may not be a real story, it's a moral story. There was a king. He had a lot of ministers. These kings, what they have the habit is, they go for hunting in the forest. For what purpose they go? Not for killing the animals and eating. Not for that purpose. They go and kill the animals to protect the sages and other forest living beings over there from wild animals and demons. So he has a lot of ministers. At what time, for some accidentally his finger was cut. One of the ministers had a habit of saying, whatever happens, it happens for your good. So this king showed his finger. He told the minister, see, my finger is cut. This minister outwardly uttered that word, whatever happens, it is for your good. King got angry. अरे ये क्या है? मैं तो राजा हूँ, मेरा उंगली कट गई. You know, जो भी हुआ अच्छा हुआ बोल के बता रहे. इसको कारागार में डाल दो. We put him in the prison. He instructed other ministers to put him in behind the bars. He was put in the behind the bars. And this king, along with ministers, he left for hunting. वहाँ क्या हो गए? Tribals caught hold of this king and ministers. They were doing some sacrifice. They wanted to offer king and ministers as sacrifice in that one. वहाँ सभी लेकर सब तैयार कर लिए. They wanted to sacrifice. At that time, one tribal told that leader, see, this king is not having this finger. We can't offer him for this thing. So until unless they are full, if it is somebody handicapped, they can't offer. He is not full. So we have to leave him away. So like he was left. That king felt very happy. He returned back to his kingdom. और दूसरे लोगों को बुला के वो मंत्री को जो इसको कारागारी में डाल दिए, उसको वापस लेके आना. तुम आज मेरा जीव को बचा लिए. You saved my life because you said whatever had to happen is good for my good. That happened for my good only. ऐसा मेरे को मुझे बचा लिए. So like that one, you have desires. Whether you get it or you don't get it. अब मिलने से भी खुश होना है, नहीं मिलने से भी खुश होना है, क्योंकि we do not know for what reason God has not given it that one. आपके अच्छाई के लिए हो सकता. So For that reason, if you don't get it also, you will be happy. Like that. Don't harm anyone in your any living beings, not only human beings. Any living beings, don't harm anyone. Because if you harm them, that will be coming sins. वो पाप करने से क्या होता? Instead of getting moksha, will be getting going into the next animal life or hellish life. You have to suffer. You help everybody. Help everybody. Don't expect while you are not desiring anything from the God. When you are helping somebody, you should not expect something in return from him. You are giving some gift. Don't expect return gift also. Just if you are giving gift, give and leave it. Forget it. You have to lead a life in this way, and as far as possible, follow this. See, in everything, satvika, rasa, and tamasa is there. Where it is gunas, food, time. If you follow satvika, then you will have all these qualities. Rajasa is having some desires. मेरे को वो चाहिए, गाड़ी चाहिए, बिल्डिंग चाहिए, वो पैसे चाहिए. All these are rajasic gunas. Again, tamasic gunas, अरे ये इसको मैं मारना है, उसको चाकू से मारूं, पिस्टल से मार. That is tamas guna. And eating non-vegetarian food is tamas guna. So all these things, tamasa we should not cultivate. See, and why we have taken n number of lakhs of lives earlier? We must have been born as human being also earlier. But again, during human beings, we must have done some sins without knowledge, like having non-vegetarian food. I'll tell about a few minutes about that also. Please excuse me for non-vegetarians are there. Don't mistake me. It is the Shastra, this thing. I'm just explaining you. It is up to you. So, while having non-vegetarian food, whether it is fish, pork, sheep, chicken, whatever it is, you enjoy it happily, go with all friends, relatives, enjoy it and eat it. And maybe you are taking a weekly once or a monthly once, a yearly one, whatever it is, or festivals like that, you will be enjoying it. You must be totally in your lives, you will be killing so many hundreds of animals. You will be killing hundreds of animals, enjoying. So, into 10 times you will be taking those different birds, and those animals, whatever you killed, they may not be born as human beings. Even when you are born in this one, as a human being, if you cry, somebody can understand why you are crying, and they come and ask you why you are crying. But when you take some human animal life, even if you scream, chillate rehte, koi sunne wale nahi rehte, and the animals what you have consumed now, those animals must have taken some other beast life, or maybe human life also. They will be enjoying you, even if you scream, bachane wale nahi rahengi. So, to avoid all these things, you maintain this body as a temple, because Paramatma ne sarvavyapi hai, Antaratma hai. Paramatma is the Antaratma, so he is there in every living being, not only living being, all living beings, Paramatma is there. So, maintain this body as temple. Why the temple is maintained clean? Because God is there. Similarly, when the God is there, you maintain it clean. You don't make it a cremation ground for other animals. If you eat animals, you are making cremation ground for those animals. Don't make that one. Also, we do not know what infections they carry. Don't test for every animal before eating. Whatever you cut and eat it, cook and eat it, finish. So, like that, you maintain this body neat and clean as a temple, like that one. And this Hare Krishna Mahamantra also, we shall chant for 2 times and disperse for today. Please tell loudly along with me. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Please tell loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Swasti Pravyam Nyayena Margena Mahin Mahishaः Gosalityam Samasta Lokas Bhavavantu Kayena Vacha Manasendrubhyam Buddhyapate Swabhavat Karomi Yajyat Parasmai Narayana Sarpayami Srimad Sarpa Sarvam Sikshtarvastu Mangalam Nitya Mangalam. Ye Hare Krishna Mahantra go. Please, at least everybody, how many are chanting this Mahamantra? Can you tell me? You are chanting. How many rounds? 16 rounds. Very good. You? 3, 2. Okay. How many rounds you are chanting, Mataji? 16. Very good. You? 16. Very good. Like that, if you practice this one in the initial days, it will take only 15 minutes. For one round it will take 15 minutes. But subsequently it takes hardly 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes if you can devote, we will be making all our efforts to remember him at the end of life. Because at the end of life, only few seconds of time Krishna will be giving us. Few seconds of time he will give. जैसे अपन माता के घर में रहते, right from 5th month to 9th month, we will be seeing, remembering all the earlier births as well as seeing the God. Nearly 4 months, 5 months, we are seeing the God. And we also make promise to him. We will never follow. Once we come out of the mother's womb, we are attracted with this nature and forget everything. So, similarly, at the end of our life, Krishna gives only few seconds. Few seconds, not like months. Only few seconds will give. In that few seconds, if you remember him, we will be qualified to get liberated. At that time, what happens? It's not that we will go and merge with, our soul is different, body is different. Our soul will not go and merge with Krishna's soul. Krishna's soul will separate. भगवान का आत्मा separate रहेंगे, अपना आत्मा separate रहेंगे. When we reach whether Goloka Vrindavana or any Vaikuntha in the each universe, किसी भी वैकुंठ को गए तो we will be doing his service. Because in this Akhila Kota Brahmanda, like Chief Minister, Prime Minister, they need so many assistant ministers, IAS officers, so many. Similarly, God needs services to maintain all these creations. So, we will be doing his services there. We will be having similar form. Like he is having 4 hands with all weapons, even we will be having similar divine body. And we will be doing his services. Whatever service is required by him, we will be doing those services. So, we should be qualified to reach any of the Vaikunthas to be at his service. Now this curtain will be open for darshan. For today we will also be ending the session for today. Jai Sri Radha Gopinath ki, Jai Sri Jagannath Sodra Bhai ki, Jai Sri Nasing Bhagwan ki, Jai Sri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Jai Sri Panchatattva ki, Jai Sri Madhbhav Gandhi ki, Jai Sri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki, Jai Sri Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.